Hey everyone, welcome back to Unlock English Podcast. I am Alex, and I am honestly really glad you are here with us today.
Hi everyone, I am Julia. Wherever you are listening from, maybe on a walk, maybe at home, welcome back. We are happy you are spending a little time learning English with us.
Julia, we are recording this in the library today on a Sunday evening. It is so calm in here.
I know, I feel like I have to talk softly, even though we have microphones. So, how are you doing? How was your week?
Pretty good, but a bit full. I had a lot of small tasks, emails, meetings, errands, nothing dramatic, just constant. Today, I'm trying to slow down and actually enjoy the evening. How about you?
This week was busy too, but in a good way. And yesterday, I did something rare. I took a long nap.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah, and tonight, after we finish, I'm planning to go home, make tea, and do absolutely nothing.
That is a great plan. And speaking of plans and ideas and things that might happen or might not happen, there is one small word that often confuses English learners.
Let me guess. Would?
Exactly. Today, we're talking about would. A lot of learners understand it when they hear it, but when they speak, they hesitate. They're not sure when to use it.
So, in this lesson, we're going to make would feel simple and natural. No heavy grammar, no complicated charts.
Just real English, clear examples, everyday situations, and the kind of would you can actually use in real conversations.
And if you enjoy learning with us, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can keep practicing with Unlock English Podcast.
All right, let's start.
Music.
All right, now let's talk about offers. That's when you want to give something or do something helpful.
For example, if someone visits your apartment, you don't always say, "Do you want some tea?"
People often say, "Would you like some tea?"
It sounds warmer, like you're being a good host.
And if someone asks for help, you can say, "I would love to help."
That sounds kind and positive, not cold or too short.
One small but powerful tip for our Unlock English Podcast listeners.
Tell them.
Would like is very close to want, but it's much more polite. So instead of "I want water," try "I would like some water."
Small change, big difference.
Your English instantly sounds more natural.
And you don't need to be perfect. Just try using would a little more each day.
Okay, this part is fun because would is amazing for imaginary situations. Yes, these are the what-if sentences, things that aren't real right now but exist in your mind.
Like when you've been busy for weeks and you suddenly think,
If I had more free time, I would read more books.
that sounds so human because you're not describing reality, you're describing an idea.
Let's do another one. If I earned a little more money, I would take my parents on a trip.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, but notice, right now, it's just imagination, a possible future that depends on something else.
Exactly. So would often connects to a condition, like if.
Now let's talk about dreams and wishes, because this is where would can sound really warm.
Curious. Give us an example.
I would love to live near the mountains.
That already feels peaceful.
Just picturing it makes me calm.
And you can also say, it would be incredible to have a job with a 4-day work week.
Oh, wow, yes, that would be nice.
But these aren't plans. They're not promises.
They're wishes, ideas, hopes.
And when you use would like this, you're inviting the listener into your imagination. That's why it feels gentle and emotional.
Don't be afraid to use it. Everyone has dreams.
Okay, now let's change the feeling a little. This time, would is not about dreams.
It is about looking back and remembering, especially remembering what you believed in the past.
Right. You are talking about the past, but you are describing a future from that past moment.
For example, someone promised you something. He said he would text me.
Oof, that sentence already has emotion.
You can hear the memory inside it. Back then, you believed it would happen.
Another one? I thought it would be easy.
That feels very real.
Because in the past, you truly believed it, and now you know it was not easy at all.
And sometimes you can hear surprise, too. I did not realize it would be so stressful.
Yes, because you imagined one future, and reality gave you something different.
So here, we are not making a plan. We are remembering an old expectation.
No need for grammar labels. It's just this feeling. This is how I saw the future back then.
Once you get that, would make so much more sense.
This is one of my favorite parts. Would is beautiful for storytelling about the past.
Yes, childhood stories, family memories, even things you hear in movies.
Give us one.
Nostalgically, when I was a kid, I would ride my bike around the neighborhood until it got dark.
I can picture it. Summer air, noisy streets, freedom.
Exactly. It's not just a fact. It carries feeling, memory, rhythm, nostalgia.
You can use it for family stories too. My aunt would bake cinnamon bread every winter.
Ah, that sounds so cozy.
And yes, people compare would and used to, but here's a simple way to feel it.
Used to can sound like a plain statement, like a note in a diary.
And would can feel more like you're telling a story, pulling the listener into the memory.
Exactly. It feels alive.
And you can use it for almost any repeated habit. School routines, sports, family moments.
Like, my friends and I would stay after class and talk for ages.
I can hear the laughter already. That's the magic.
So remember, would here is not only grammar, it's storytelling.
When you feel that, your English starts to sound more natural and more emotional.
Alex, Julia, let's talk about something slightly different. What do you do when you want to give an opinion, but you don't want to sound too strong?
I usually say I think or maybe, something like that.
Good. And here's another trick. English speakers often use would.
Really? How?
Imagine someone asks about a new bookstore that just opened in town. You could say, I think it's a great idea.
Sure, that's normal.
Now soften it. I would think it's a great idea.
Oh, that feels friendlier, like you're not pushing your opinion.
Exactly. Here's another. Someone shows you a new laptop, but it costs $1,400.
Oof, that's a lot.
You can say, I would say it's a bit overpriced.
That sounds polite, more like advice than criticism.
Yes, and you can also use the negative for surprises. I wouldn't expect that.
Like when something happens and you think, wow, I didn't think that would happen.
Perfect. The tone is personal, careful, not aggressive.
I like that. It's like saying, this is my view, but it's okay if you disagree.
Exactly why would is so useful.
So if I want to sound polite, friendly, or careful, would can help me.
Yes, that's the key.
Now let's talk about one of the most natural daily uses of would.
Okay, what is it?
Preferences. Would love, would prefer, and would rather.
Oh yes, people say those constantly.
And learners hear them, but they're not always sure how to use them smoothly.
Let's practice. Imagine your friend invites you to a concert. If you're excited, what do you say?
I would love to go with you.
Perfect. And in spoken English, you can shorten it.
I'd love to go with you.
Exactly. I'd equals I would. People use it all the time.
What about prefer?
Imagine it's Saturday night, you're tired, and someone says, "Do you want to go out?"
I'd say, I'd prefer to stay in tonight.
That's honest, but still polite.
And would rather is very similar, right?
Yes, you can say, "I'd rather not talk about it."
So that's a soft way to avoid a topic.
Exactly. And there's also that popular game.
Would you rather?
Yes, like, would you rather have pancakes or noodles for dinner?
Oh, no. That's tricky. I'd rather have noodles, I think.
See? Totally natural. So the pattern is clear. Would plus love, prefer, or rather equals polite, friendly, natural.
And the more you use it, the more comfortable you'll sound.
And the best part, it's based on feelings and choices, not complicated grammar.
Start small. I'd love, I'd prefer, I'd rather.
And let it flow.
That's the magic. Okay. Now, quickly, let us talk about a few common mistakes learners make with would.
I have definitely made mistakes with it too.
Same. One common mistake is using would when you are actually sure.
For example, if you're certain about tomorrow's plan, you should say, "I will go to my English class tomorrow," not "I would go."
Right, because would makes it sound uncertain or conditional, like you're not fully committed.
Another mistake, forgetting the condition.
Nodding, because often would connects to an imagined situation, like, if I had more time, I would practice speaking every day.
Perfect. But if you only say, "I would practice speaking every day," it can sound incomplete, like the listener is waiting for the reason.
Exactly. They're thinking, okay, under what condition?
And another mistake is forcing would into past time incorrectly.
Like saying, I would eat ramen yesterday.
Yeah, that's not right.
So the tip is simple. Keep it natural. Think about three main feelings: politeness, imagination, or past perspective.
That makes it much easier.
Would is flexible, but you shouldn't push it everywhere.
And mistakes are normal. Notice them, adjust, and try again.
Feeling is often more important than perfect grammar names.
All right, Julia, let's review the key would expressions in a fun way, not a boring list.
Yes, please. I love reviewing like this.
First, would like. Give me an example.
Clear. I would like a cup of tea, please.
Perfect. Now, change the situation. Imagine you're at a community event.
I would like to meet some new people.
Great. Same pattern, different context.
Next, would love.
Yes, when you're excited.
I would love to join your hike next weekend.
Nice. Or, I would love to try that new dessert place.
Smiling. Would love feels more enthusiastic than would like.
Exactly. Next, would rather.
Calm. I would rather stay home tonight.
Perfect. And as a fun question,
Playful. Would you rather watch a movie or play a board game?
laughing. Great. That's common online and in real life.
Next, would help.
Right. Offering help politely.
I would help you with your presentation if you want.
Great. Or, I would help you carry those bags.
And finally, would be for imagining or describing.
Yes.
Dreamy. It would be wonderful to take a slow train trip through Canada.
Perfect. Or, it would be great to see everyone this evening.
Relieved. Repeating them in different situations really helps.
That's the Unlock English podcast way. Less memorizing, more real context.
Smiling. It makes would feel natural instead of scary.
Gentle. Before we finish, let's do a quick summary of what would can do.
Ready. Let's go. Quick and clear.
First, would helps you sound polite and friendly. I would like. I would love. Would you? I would help.
Second, we used would rather for preferences and would you rather for fun questions.
Third, We used would for imaginary or hypothetical situations. If I had more time, I would. Or for dreams, it would be amazing to...
Fourth, we used would for the past perspective, remembering promises or expectations. He said he would. I thought it would.
And we used would for past habits and stories. When I was younger, I would.
Smiling. So you can see would is flexible, emotional, and very natural.
And the best way to learn it is to use it in real conversation, not just read rules.
Encouraging. Now it's your turn. Here are 2 practice questions. Think about your answers.
Curious, what would you do if you had an extra free day every week?
And where would you like to go on your next trip?
You can write your answers, say them out loud, or practice with a friend.
Warm. The more you use would, the more comfortable it becomes.
Smiling. All right, friends, we're at the end of today's episode.
Gentle. Remember, you don't need to memorize every rule.
Listen, repeat, and try would slowly in real life.
Would is gentle English, polite, soft, and natural.
Practice a little each day, and you'll feel the difference.
And don't be afraid of mistakes. That's part of learning.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to Unlock English Podcast.
We're really happy you're learning with us.
Warmly. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.